Yo.
What is up, sucker mother lover? It's time to cook some stuff. How y'all doing, sucker mother lovers? Okay, so I know it sounds weird because y'all hear me, but you don't see me, but it's okay. Today, I am actually going to share one of my recipes on something that I love to make whenever I do make it. It is chicken spaghetti. Okay, so this was kind of like one of those bootleg meals that I was like, okay, I need to put something together, but I didn't have like all the ingredients for real spaghetti. But I think this is, a lot of people do this, so I'm not claiming this recipe as my own by far, but this is just how I make it. One of the things that you would need, of course, chicken. In this video I used wings, but you can use any meat that you want, preferably smaller meat. I mean, you can use boneless chicken thighs. If you don't mind how dry chicken breasts can be, then you can use the chicken breast, but I prefer like a juicier texture, so I prefer the wings. 1 large bag of thin spaghetti, 1 can of Rotel, 2 to 3 cans of cream of mushroom soup, the seasonings of your choice. Alrighty, so if you do decide to have the wings, one of the first things you have to do is cut them, because you don't want to be fighting with the chicken. I guess I'm the only person that wants the food to go in my mouth real fast. So what I did was actually cut the wings in 3. I love the little part, so I keep that. I include it. Plus for flavoring, it's great. So I'm just going to show you one more time. Just simply cut the drumette part, and then cut the flat part, and of course the wing. And what you'll do is just place that on a platter, because you'll be seasoning all of that together. So alrighty, so now that we have all of the meat cut and cleaned and your hands are washed, now it's time to season. I kind of go crazy with seasonings. I like to use a lot of different things, Lawry's especially. I do not measure. I just kind of sprinkle over to cover the chicken. I don't over season because I use 2 different types of seasoning salts. Actually prefer to use Seasonings Creole seasoning. A lot of people don't know about that out here in LA, but that is the shiznit. You got to get on that Creole seasoning for real. Another one is Tony Saturn's. I never know how to pronounce that, but it's good too. I like to use a little Mrs. Dash, since that is a really good seasoning, and it gives, all those herbs and stuff. Herbs, yeah. Gotta get you some little onion powder, $1. I'm being lazy because I do not want to cut up onions, so just sprinkle that on. Lovely cayenne pepper, just to give it that kick. If you don't like spicy at all, just 1 dab in the middle of the chicken will be enough. I sprinkle over just a little, on the chicken. Love the parsley flakes. That just gives it a nice little And what is a meal without garlic powder? You gotta have the garlic powder. Yum. I love garlic powder. Now I probably sometimes go a little crazy with this garlic powder. I don't care. I love cooking with garlic. Lemon pepper just gives it a little tang to it, so I add, I don't go crazy with the lemon pepper. I just add, a nice amount, just a couple sprinkles on both sides. So that's all my seasoning. Boom. Now you'll flip over the chicken and you'll do the same. I don't go as crazy with the seasoning, because clearly you already have one side that's coated well with seasoning. Once that is done, do not touch your seasoning. I am such a germaphobe. Please go wash your hands. People, I look at videos and I see people touching their food, touching their seasoning right after they've touched chicken. Ew. Salmonella, or however you pronounce it. Whatever, go wash your hands, please. Come on back and season the other side. Now I will sometimes omit seasonings from the other side. Like I may only use 1 of the seasoning salts, a little bit of the cayenne pepper, the garlic pepper, just some of the Mrs. Dash, because I just like the seasoning, how it looks on there. So yeah. Alrighty, once this is done, now make sure you get a nice clean pot. I actually have a pot with a top. Thanks, Mom. I love cooking in these type of pots, but if you don't, it's fine. Just get whatever kind of pot you have. Bam, foil will be your best friend. Cover it. Make sure you cover it for sure, because you want to make sure to lock in all the juices and the broth from this chicken. So then just place the chicken in. Make sure the chicken, it can be right next to each other. Just make sure it's flat on the pan. But I probably should have used a bigger pan because I definitely stuffed this chicken in. Oh, by the way, I used 10 wings to make this meal. And embarrassed to say, this meal was only for 3 people, but one of my friends eats like a grown little man. So yeah, this went. We did not have any survivors left for this spaghetti. Alrighty, once it's all in the seasoning juice, so to speak, you will now take that, add a little bit of water to that, just so you can get the last little bit of seasoning, and pour it like on the side where it's not rinsing the chicken off, but just pour it on the side just so you can get the rest of your seasonings in there. And I pour it all, use my good old fingers, my hands are clean always, in there. And then actually go wash my hands again, because I'm a germaphobe. I don't like to touch anything. So it's very, very, very good to wash your hands more often than not enough. Alrighty, once hands are nice and clean, cover the pot either with your foil or your top if you have a pan like this. I then place it in the oven on 350 for about 45 minutes to an hour and 15 minutes. So I probably will be coming back and adding time because I like my chicken to be falling off the bone. So while you're doing that, get you a nice sized pot. This is actually just a medium pot. Actually, I got that pot from IKEA. Hey, IKEA! And so I actually like to use thin spaghetti. I do not like thick spaghetti at all because I feel like once you cook everything together, it just gets really thick. I do not like that. So I like to use thin spaghetti. Measuring wise, I kind of guesstimate. So sorry, I'm just going to show you about how much I grab out at first. So I just actually break those in half and put them in the pot. I don't like long noodles either. I'm telling you guys, I like to get to my food fast. I grab a little bit more as well, and I think I ended up making more spaghetti. I don't know if I'm going to be showing that, but I did end up adding more. So a little bit, I think a little bit over half. So that's how much is in there now, but my friend that eats like a little man told me that that's not going to be enough. So then going to go fill that up with water. Warm water is fine, or hot, whatever's your preference. Alrighty, once it's full, about of course 3/4 of the way, I actually like to take a little oil, preferably olive oil, but any kind of oil you have is fine because I don't want my noodles to stick. So you just take a cap full of your oil, put it in the pot and mix that in. Great. That actually, for you that don't know about this, I'm sure everybody does, but just in case you don't, that actually helps the noodles to kind of stay slippery and they don't get all sticky and together. I usually just boil that, kind of keep checking on that just when the noodles are at the, level of cooked, so to speak, how I like them. Then I turn those off and drain those immediately. You don't want those to sit in the water because they will continue to cook. I cover everything, so once we cover that, we get it popping. I let the noodles, like I said, get a good boil. And even before they start boiling, I make sure to stir them. So now I'm going to drain this lovely spaghetti. Yum. I'm already excited, like I'm about to eat this right now. Too bad it's already gone. Get all that good old water. And if some water's still in there, it's fine. It just adds to the juiciness, so to speak. I do not like dry spaghetti at all. So you'll see that as I'm adding water and all that kind of stuff. So yeah. Alrighty, so I'm gonna check this chicken. Like it's, that's a good golden brown. And as I told you guys at the beginning, although the chicken, it looks like it's done, I still wanted the color a little bit darker. I kind of can tell when my chicken is going to be falling off the bone, and it's there, but not quite. So I'm actually going to, I guess for some people they'd call that overcooking it. I'm going to put it back in the microwave on 350 for about 15 minutes or less. No more than 15 minutes. So you'll be cooking your chicken for about an hour. Like, I feel like you can't get the fall off the bone effect unless it's at least cooking more than 45 minutes. So once it's done, I actually use a straining type spoon. I don't know why I can't name that properly. I will now begin to take the chicken out. Once my noodles are all drained and ready to go, I'll put all the chicken minus the broth into the pot with the noodles. Do not throw the broth away because you'll be using that. Okay, so once the chicken is all in there, I now start to scoop out all of the broth with the smallest spoon in my cabinet, in my drawer. Like, it's crazy. I don't know why I was doing this. I honestly think I grabbed a spoon because the camera was on, because usually I'll just dump all of that in the pot. But I think I was being nice because of you guys. But I'm sure any minute now I'm going to get tired and just dump it. So now this is when your cream of mushroom soup comes in. Depends on how you like it. If you like it juicy the way I do, I actually used 2 cans. So you're going to just pour that in. It's all thick. And make sure you just bring it all out. Get you a nice little spoon and just get it all out. And then what I do, I actually fill it up with water, the empty can with water, just to get the last little bit out. And I pour that on in. That was country. Pour that on in. And then I just kind of mix that to kind of see what I need to add, how's it looking, all that good stuff. Now, add the rest of the water. I'm sure I'll probably be adding more because, again, I don't like the dry noodles. So now I'm actually going to add my second one. Make sure to stir that real good so everything is coated, so you'll know like what you need to add. So now it's still a little dry to me. I'm actually going to take the rest of the chicken broth and add that. Sorry for the camera not focusing. It's being retarded. I guess I was doing too much movement. But yeah, just add that a little bit. Well, I did 2 spoons, but I believe that I eventually end up just pouring it all in there. But yeah, that's where all your flavoring is coming from, is, you know, the broth and of course. So now you're going to add the Rotel. A lot of you people do not know about Rotel. Y'all better get on Rotel. Rotel is bomb.com. But yeah, the Rotel just gives it a little extra kick, and it also gives it color. I don't like bland looking food. I like food with some type of coloring. I know it's weird. I don't care. I love it. So I added that, and it gives it a great flavor as well. The Rotel actually has a little bit of juice in it, so with this meal I do not drain that. I like to keep that juice. And now I'm going to add the rest of that lovely, I'm actually going to add more water to that can. And just pour that in there. See, yeah, now it's starting to get a nice consistency to me. I think this is when I'm going to do it. I am still being nice and using this little small spoon like never. Oh, there it is. Told you guys. Boom. Over. So yeah, now that you got all your chicken broth in there, mix that on together. Mix that all together. Alrighty. So now that that is looking amazing to me, I'm actually going to cook this on maybe like a medium heat, and I'm going to cook it for 15 minutes, covered of course. And after the 15 minutes is done, everything is simmered together. Oh, gorgeous. I say gorgeous. But you see how it actually gives you a nice little juiciness to it. So if you actually like drier spaghetti, then just kind of omit me adding the water, you know, to the pot and all that. And I actually added Texas toast as well. Yum. So once the Texas toast is done, then voila. I did not bite my bread. I have no idea where that piece went, but there you go. You have your chicken spaghetti. Enjoy.
Oh, shucky ducky quack quack. Get it.